Good afternoon. This is Amy down in Atlanta at the Southeastern Group Loss Mitigation with Manage My Short Sale. And today, my little short sale tidbit for everybody from my office to yours is that I wanted to take a minute to talk about MLS listings, how to list a short sale. The thing is I have a lot of agents that work with me across the country, and I see listings coming in all across the map. Not only is there some kind of guidelines that you should go by when listing a short sale, but there's also some tips and things I want to give you guys as you have a couple problems to deal with. One is the stigma of a short sale listing. You know, there are a lot of agents out there that won't show a short sale because of all the unknowns and the junk, quite frankly, that can come with a short sale. So you want to do things to help combat that stigma and at the same time satisfy the need for full disclosure. Okay, and it is extremely important that we are upfront and honest about what is going on with your listing in the MLS remarks. And I see agents sometimes trying to avoid doing that. So let's talk about a bunch of different things. Number one, how to list or what price to list your short sale at. Again, I see all of the map on this one extreme to the other. We have agents who will list a property for the full principal that somebody owes, plus an enormous amount on top of it, the realtor commissions and a bunch of everything else that needs to be paid at closing. So they have a high price on there, and you know, in a normal market maybe that'd be fine, but if it's a price that is way above fair market value, then you know and I know they're not going to get any traffic to that listing. Okay, now let's caveat that by saying we're talking about short sale listings, so you've already pre-qualified the seller as being somebody in financial hardship or facing imminent default or in default, so they already qualify for that end of the short sale. Okay, the other way that you qualify a property is that fair market value needs to be below everything that they owe. So if truly to sell that house, the real fair market price of that house is way below what they owe, then it's not a good idea to go list the house for that high dollar amount to start with. If you're in a short state, or in a state where you have a tight foreclosure period, or if you have a seller that is extremely close to the end, I mean they have made a payment in 10 months and they're ready, that default date's coming, that sheriff's sale date's been set or whatever, you don't have time to start that listing at a price extremely above fair market value. You just don't. You don't want to play that game. Now, on the other end, I see agents bring me listings, bring files in our office where they've listed the price of the house at some bargain basement deal in order to sell it fast, motivated seller, it's got to go, fire sale. Can't do that either, okay? Remember, the lender is going to come out to the property and do their own independent assessment of value. And more than likely, their BPO value is truly going to be fair market value. That means that you need to sell the house or list the house for a price that is truly what it will sell for. Fair market value, okay? You're going to kill yourselves in the process if you bargain basement price a house and you go and you get a bunch of contracts on that house or a bunch of offers, because you will. You're going to get multiple offers right away. Okay, but if you can't justify to the lender that those offers that you're getting at that low list price are the price that they should accept, you're going to spend a bunch of weeks and months trying to negotiate a short sale that's never going to get approved. Okay? So, what's the lesson here? List the property for fair market value. Now, not to say that as you go along, you may be making reductions if you don't have good showings, if you don't have good listing at all. I mean, you're not getting an offer, not even verbal. Okay, well then obviously you still haven't quite hit that fair market value price. So start where you truly think it should be, and then you can make small reductions as you go until you finally get an accepted contract. Okay, so that's the list price, right? Now, we've got some other things to think about. Your MLS remarks, it's very, very key that you are full disclosure about what's going on. You have to tell everybody that there is a contingency, that this offer, if it's an offer that's going to come in that's below what the seller owes, then it's contingent upon third-party approval. You can say upon lien holder approval, upon third-party approval, upon lender approval. However you say it, you make sure that you put in there that there is some sort of contingency that has to be met. Okay? You have to do that. It should also be in the listing agreement. You should make sure there is a special stipulation that you and the seller have signed, that all parties and you and your broker, everybody understands that the house is being possibly listed for a price insufficient to cover the debt. Okay? Other things that you need to cover in your MLS remarks are commission. In just about every state in the country, your real estate commission requires, and one of the first conversations that you have is about commission, to make sure that there's nothing misunderstood in the beginning. If in your state you have to lock in the amount on your listings that you're going to give to a cooperating broker, to the other side, then make sure that you have stated somewhere that it is also contingent upon lien holder approval and or it will be a 50-50 split of whatever commission is allowable. Because if you lock something in, if you say for certain, I'm going to give you 2.5 points or 3 points or 3.5, whatever that you tell that cooperating broker you're going to provide at closing, you will be required to provide. So if you're working with a lender that just won't budge and cuts you and the cooperating broker down to 4%, God forbid, let's say that they do that, and you've promised without contingencies and without any conversation about splitting the allowable, you are going to be stuck paying that cooperating broker whatever you said that you would pay. So if you offer them 3.5 points, guess what? You get a 0.5 point for listing a short sale, working like a dog, and they get 3.5 for bringing one little buyer one little day. Okay? So I just want to make sure that you understand that from the start. Okay? Commission is really, really important. Let's talk about how to pump it up, though. I mean, if you've got contingencies and, oh, your commission could get affected, and you've got all these negative things on your MLS, you're probably sitting there going, oh, God, nobody's going to look at my property. Okay? All right, well, they will look, number one, if it's priced right. I'm sorry, but in any market in this country, if you have priced a property truly at fair market value, you will get traffic. But there are some other things that you can do to pump up your listing. Let's talk about the short sale process. Is it in the beginning of the process? Have you already received an offer and perhaps you got all the way to the end and that offer didn't work out, but you now know what the minimum net is that your investor or the lender will require? Maybe you know exactly what the timeline would be. Perhaps you had a lender tell you, we want to net a minimum of $200,000, and if you get us an offer in the next 5 to 7 days, or I'm going to keep it on my desk for 30 days, I promise to give you a turnaround in 15 to 30 days. You know, information like that is gold. Because if you put that in your MLS remarks, a lot of agents who are apprehensive to show a short sale listing will probably come and show yours, because there is something that they can tell their buyer to give some good expectations. See, that's the problem with the short sales. A lot of times there's no knowing where things are going to go. So the apprehension comes from that you can't tell anybody timelines. You can't tell anybody where the offer is going to even be anywhere near what a lender wants. It's such a shoot-in-the-dark scenario that a lot of times agents and their buyers just won't take the leap. Okay? So put that in there. Here's another thing to pump up your MLS remarks. Have you done some short sales? Have you been successful? Have you closed them? Great! Put that in your MLS remarks. I get them done. I have closed so many short sales. Whatever it is that you can say to show people that they need to trust and rely on you, that they have confidence in your abilities. Because what is the national average? It's like, what, 23% of short sales actually close? Oh my God. Okay, you have to tell people that you're getting them done. Because if you're beating the national average, then there's another reason why they should not go ahead, take the risk, and feel confident to let their buyers or to come in and put a contract on one of your short sale listings. Okay? Take advantage of the MLS. It is an amazing tool that for most of us is relatively cheap or free. And if you're not taking serious advantage of it, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. The market has changed. Over 60% of your transactions this year will likely involve some sort of distressed property, meaning short sales. You've got to get them to the table. It means you've got to get buyers and you've got to get contracts. Your MLS remarks can lead a long way to having a successful year. Hope I gave you some good tips today. If you need to know anything else, be sure to contact us. For those of you on the Manage My Short Sale team, hey, how are you? Good job. So glad that you're with us. If you're not using Manage My Short Sale, you should go check it out. It's www.managemyshortsale.com. And if you're looking for some really good short sale news, just some good information, what's happening in the